Hello there, I'm here today to bring you my Dewey's 24-hour readathon to be read. Dewey's 24-hour readathon is a readathon which has been going since 2007, hosted twice every year, and it's basically what it says on the tin. It's a readathon where you read as much as you can in 24 hours. This time around here in the UK it starts on the 28th and it runs through to the 29th of April, which is this weekend coming as you're watching this. And it generally, I haven't checked the start times, but generally every time I've done it before it starts at 12 at UK time on the Saturday, so midday, and it runs through till midday on the Sunday. I've taken part fully in one Dewey's, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It was so much fun, and I think this is definitely my favourite readathon because it's so compacted, and I think it's a really nice excuse to just dedicate a whole weekend to reading, and it feels like a proper event. And this time around my partner is joining in as well. We're going to get takeaway and I'm just really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really nice and chill time that we could both appreciate. I did ask him if he wanted to do a TBR with me, but he said no, so you're just getting my books, but he will be there as well reading stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this. As I say, I've tried since that first time that I participated, but every time I've tried, there was one weekend where I did do most of the readathon. I think I still read like 4 books, but I only got to read for sort of the Saturday of the readathon, and I had to stop fairly early in the evening for other things. And then the last time I planned to do this was really irritating because it was the weekend after I got back from a big family holiday, and I was so looking forward to just chilling out, getting lost in my books, and then suddenly we had like all the family coming and loads of things to do, and so that went out the window. So this time I'm really looking forward to actually being able to participate in the whole thing. And yeah, I've got a few books here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to read more or whether I'm going to read less, but these are the books that I'd like to focus on during the time. Generally I like to go for small things. I know some people just use the time to read one big book, but I think for me, to keep the pace going, I like to read little things, and it also feels like more of an achievement at the end when you can say I've read all of those things. So firstly, I bought myself a magazine. Now, I went into my WH Smith, which is the only place that does magazines like this near me, and I wanted to get Breathe magazine because of all the magazines that I've tried that people talk about, I find that that's the only one that really speaks to me. I did get one recently that I haven't spoken about. I think it's called something like Mindfulness in the Moment or something along those lines, but I didn't really enjoy it. I found that it was a bit advertisement heavy, and even the articles that were in there were extracts from books. Yeah, it all just felt a bit like it was aimed towards advertising, whereas Breathe I think is a really nice, just chill advice and lifestyle magazine. But the trouble is I live in a small town, and every time you go in your WH Smith there are different magazines on the racks. I can't even tell you. I don't even know why. But the only one that I could find this time, other than the one that I bought last time and didn't enjoy, was this new one called Planet Mindful. I think this is their 2nd edition. To be honest, these magazines all seem to be much the same. Again, it's just lifestyle stuff and pretty pictures, and yeah, hopefully it won't be as advertisement heavy as the other one. It doesn't look like it is. It looks much more like it'll be like Breathe, so hopefully I'll get along with that. So I might read that in between books just to break things up a bit. Then I've got the books. So firstly, I would like to reread Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. The first time I read this I really didn't get it or enjoy it that much, but I read it again I think last year or the year before, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm currently in the throes of writing and editing my own children's book, which kind of has similar themes. So I would like to revisit this, and I think this would be the perfect chance to do it. And it's not that thick. I mean, it has got quite small writing, but I should be able to get through that one without worrying. Then I've got, now here is where I pronounce this name completely wrong and make everyone think I am ill-educated. Friedrich Nietzsche, I think is the way to say it, and this is Why I Am So Wise. This is one of the Penguin Great Ideas little kind of essay collections, which just show extracts of books by great thinkers. I stole this off my partner because he's got a massive collection of these, and there are so many good ones. There's a Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, Why I Write by George Orwell, a section of the Communist Manifesto. There's all sorts of fantastic books in there, but I haven't read any Nietzsche, so I would like to get around to that because I think he's one of those figures that you kind of should at least give him a shot, I guess. And again, this is really little and should take no time at all. Then I also want to get to more Ernest Hemingway. Funnily enough, last time I did Dewey's, I read The Old Man in the Sea, and I have read that and A Movable Feast by him, but I recently, and I will link the review of this down below, recently read a book about him and his wives called Mrs. Hemingway, which I really enjoyed, and it's kind of given me a thirst to try him again. He's a good writer. I think he's quite sparse and not necessarily my cup of tea, but I would like to give him a go, and I've got two short ones here. So I've got A Movable Feast, which I would like to reread. For some reason this book just didn't have any real impact on me. I think because I didn't know Ernest Hemingway going into this, I literally just picked it up because I knew it was about writing, and because I knew that people like S. Scott Fitzgerald were mentioned in there. Whereas now I know Ernest Hemingway in his own right, I think I would probably appreciate this more, and I also know a bit more about the history of that time and the people that were around and what was going on, so I think I'll find this much more interesting a second time round. Again, it's only a short one, and I don't know if I'm going to read both of these or if I'm even going to attempt to read both of them. But I've also got Winner Take Nothing by him, which is a short story collection, and again it's not that thick, although it has got tiny mini words in there, so I don't know if I'll pick this one up or if I'll just dabble in a few of the stories or if I'll even bother with both of them, but there's those two which I could well get to. And then I have got Julian Barnes, The Sense of an Ending. I have been meaning to read this for a very long time, and I think this would be a good chance to do it. This one's a bit thicker, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish it, although it's only 150 pages and the writing is not too small, so I should be able to get to it. I have a feeling that I'll either love this or hate it. It won the Man Booker in 2011, and I think it's one of those books that you either get it and love it or you think it's pretentious. That said, I had exactly the same view going into If Nobody Speaks of Remarkable Things by John McGregor, and I absolutely loved that. So there's a chance that this could be a really fantastic read, or there's a chance that it could just lose me a little bit. I don't know whether Julian Barnes is an author that I'm overly excited to read, but I think I should give this a go, and hopefully, as I say, it will end up being as good for me as John McGregor did. And then this one's more of a wild card because it is much thicker and I don't think I'm going to get through it in the time. It's only 200 pages, but it's All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. This is, as I say, the thickest of the lot, and I've had this on my shelf since I was in year 7, so it's been on my shelf for nearly, well, let's not go into that. It's been on my shelf for a long time and I've never ever picked it up. I think I really liked the idea of this, but the actual getting to the reading it, I don't know, it just kind of never happened. But I would like to read it, and it's you know, I kept it for all this time, so I obviously want to, like, it's surpassed many a cull when any other book that I've had for that long has disappeared. So one day, and hopefully on the readathon, I should at least be able to start this. I might leave it till last because I think the other things, as I say, will be much easier to read in quick succession, and then I might end on this one and hopefully get a little bit of it done. So please let me know down below if you are taking part, what you are planning to read, and I will see you next time. Bye.